Come on. Okay, I think I am live. Let's see how it goes. All right, does look like I am live. Just trying to check to see all the parameters here. There we go. I am live. All right. Well, 2025 has been not the best year for me with medical stuff and other stuff that's going on, scheduling conflicts and everything else. Um, you know, not everybody that usually is on my panel could get on my panel, and, and it's understandable. So I decided to go at this as a solo show today. Uh, so this is five favorite albums from 2005, 20 years ago. Isn't that weird? It doesn't seem possible. Um, I have a nice little mixture of stuff, rock, metal, and prog metal. But I want to start off. This band's been around since the late '60s, and they put out an album 2005 called "Rapture of the Deep." Now, recently they put out a remix of it. Now, I did listen to it on streaming, and it sounds really good. But then I went and listened to the CD again, and maybe my trained ears or untrained ears, I don't see too much of a difference for you to upgrade. But if you don't have this, I would say go with the 2025 edition. Um, this is really good. Okay, it's it's not Deep Purple in prime form. I mean, they're getting up there in age, and this is this is just something that has some really good songs, especially the title track. I mean, that kind of has a classic um, Deep Purple sound. I want to say more towards when they revived and 1984 kind of fits in with that. Um, oh gosh, there is just so many good songs on here. Um, but if you've been following Deep Purple all these years and you haven't had any complaints with how they sounded up into 2005, I'd say, pick this up. Uh, again, it's not really classic Deep Purple sounding, but great songs. I would really say, hey, just go for it. Check them out. I mean, you like some good solid rock, hard rock and roll. This Deep Purple's always been good to my ears. And this was put out originally on October 24th. So it's pretty much an anniversary. That would have been kind of cool if they would have put this out, you know, uh, the remake, the remix on this time, because that would have been cool. But anyways, really good. I I recommend. You know, you're a Deep Purple fan, and you definitely get this. I do plan on eventually getting the 2025 remix of it. Just so I have it in my collection, so I can be able to say, do I want to listen to the original or want to listen to the remix? You know, just it'd be kind of nice. You know, just have different different versions of it for you for my ears. My goodness, this camera. Anyways, okay, on to the next one. It just doesn't seem like this camera's going to stay still. It this the camera angles, it just basically encapsulates 2025 for me in a nutshell. Anyways, okay, next one up. One of my favorite American prog bands of all time, Echoland, The End is Beautiful. It's hard to believe that this is a 20-year-old release. This was released sometime in June of 2005. Um, I have not had any, I've never heard a bad Echoland album. It's never, it has such great songs. Georgia Pine, Love Sick Morning, Misery, Not Memory, Arc of Descent. I mean, the whole album. I mean, not a bad track on it. I mean, this is one of those albums you listen to from the beginning to end. You know, no skipping, no anything. Um, if you're a fan, and and they have put out uh, two wonderful new ones. So this year, so 2025 is a pretty good year for them. I'd say pick this one up if you haven't already. I'm sure if you're a fan of Echoland, you already have this. If you don't, get it. And the next one is another American band. Um, don't know what month. I couldn't find anything on what month this was released, but it is My River Flows. Again, this is another band, American band, that I each each album they put out, they keep on topping the previous one. And this one was a high point for me back in the early 2000s. I listened to this almost all the time. Everything on here is a perfect song. And if you don't know who this band is, um, you really need to. If you call yourself a modern progressive rock fan, you really need to check them out. Um, I've interviewed them several times, and it's wonderful people, wonderful people that make great music. Recommended. All these are going to be recommended. So then, okay, here's where I'm going to get into a little something heavier. And it may not be everybody's cup of tea. It took me many years to get into them. And it's Opeth Ghost Reveries. It has the growls, but like I said, it took me many years to get used to the growls. Now I think of the growls as another musical instrument. Mikhail, I mean, he does both the growls and the clean vocals with perfection. I mean, I just love listening to their music. I mean, everything on here too. I mean, it's what I love about the music I listen to is they're all album oriented. So it's not like, you pick a single song and say, this represents. Um, this represents to me the high point of the Groundlings, you know, with the death metal vocals in it. Yes, that Opeth has since returned to having those death metal vocals after many years of being apart from it. But if that's your cup of tea, again, like I said, not everybody's going to get into it. And I remember when I first bought Blackwater Park in 2000, and I after I bought it, I listened to it, and I sold it, and then like a few years later, I said, no, I got to give it another chance. And I was glad I did. And I've been a fan basically ever since the early 2000s, so almost a little over 20 years. And every release I've picked up, even the ones where he kind of softened the sound and kind of went a little more prog rock, it was pretty good. And that was released on August 29th of 2005. And my last one, um, which was actually released on March 24th. So it's the first one of the year. And it is Porcupine Tree, Deadwing. This is the second of I call the prog metal trilogy. All three of those are amazing. And this one has great songs on it, like Title Track, Shallow, Lazarus, Halo. I mean, wonderful album. This again, I just love this band. They have this tendency to keep on putting out new music, and they have like new great music. I think they're on hold right now while Steven Wilson does his stuff. So it looks like it's like they're going back and forth between those two. But it was a quick episode for that, but I did want to add a little something here. The next discussion that I'm going to have at least three people plus myself is we're going to talk about five favorite albums of 1970. Now, if you think you can contribute and if you've watched previous episodes where we do roundtables discussions, if you can, if that's something you can do, please message me over on Facebook. And I like to get, a little mixture of people. I mean, some of my regulars, I hope, will return, and that's going to be on December 13th. So mark your calendars. That's many months away. That's less than 2 months away. So that's enough time to do your homework, study up on 1970. There's a lot of great stuff there. Then at the end of December, I'm going to make some announcements as to how I'm going to be proceeding in 2026. I am still going to be here. It's just I'm going to try to do stuff a little bit different. But I want to thank everyone that has participated with me this year and previous years. We're coming up on fifth anniversary, which is on November 5th. No, November 4th, excuse me. So I'll have a little special message there. Special thank you to everybody, especially the bands that I interviewed. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time.